For 6 video, I'm going to be talking about new gameplay details for the Mech Souls game that's being developed by From Software, releasing on August 25th, coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC via Steam. Just a couple of days ago, we were fortunate enough to attend a presentation being put on by From Software and Bandai Namco, where producer of the game, Yasunori Ogura, showed us the ins and outs of Armored Core 6. If you didn't know, Armored Core is a stable franchise for From Software, and it is one of their first franchises, first being published in 1997 at the studios Inception. Armored Core 6 aims to take this franchise and reboot it in a sense, and it seems like to me, having seen this presentation and watched the gameplay, that there are a lot of Souls-like mechanics that you will see in this gameplay if you look closely enough. Just a quick note though, before we dive too deeply into this, the HUD is disabled for this gameplay, so if you're looking at it going, where's the HUD, what am I going to see when I'm playing? That's because it's not on. We got to see the HUD in our time during the presentation, and I will be describing things that you will not see on the screen, but just realize that they are there in the final version of the game, and that right now for this gameplay demonstration, you won't see them. So for starters, let's take a look at one of the big focuses of Armored Core 6, and this is the use of three-dimensional space as a mech. Your player piloting a mech in this game, so being able to move up and down vertically and travel in these huge spaces, that is only possible because you're driving a mech, is a huge focus of this game. So designing these huge three-dimensional spaces for each mission is a huge part of this game, allowing players to take on objectives in different ways, giving them enough room to maneuver around that they really feel like they're in a mech and can pilot it around and they're not just confined to a limited space, is one big aspect of the level design. And the other part of this is sort of the interior spaces of each level. After you've sort of explored the exterior, you got into the later parts of a mission, you're going to be inside like more confined spaces. And verticality plays a lesser degree of this space. It's more, you know, on the same level playing field, not completely if you look at the gameplay.
No wygląda jak gra z PS4 generalnie bym powiedział, nie? Ale to dobrze, bo to jest szansa, że mi na PC pójdzie.
And the mechs are floating around side to side, kind of dodging and blocking and parrying and attacking.
Bo wolałbym to kupić na PC-ta. Właśnie, bo zawsze gry od From Software dostają masę tych modów, no nie?
Players are deciding when to use their shield, when to boost left, when to boost right, when to attack. And what's really interesting about the combat here is that there is an impact gauge that you see above the enemy. It's like a little yellow half circle.
Ciekawe, czy będzie można zrobić legitny melee build i tylko melee się napierdalać.
Not unlike the posture system from Sekiro. So you're not only dealing damage to the enemy, but you're also trying to stagger them, because when they stagger, they go down for a few seconds, and they are susceptible to hits that deal increased damage when this happens. Keep in mind that this is also possible to happen to you as a player. You have your own impact gauge, so make sure that you don't take too much damage too quickly, or you will also be staggered. And you have a boost bar as well that's kind of on the bottom of this screen or the bottom of the HUD, and you'll see that going down and up as players dash around, etc. And that reminds me a lot of a stamina gauge, determining how often you can boost and how often you can dash left and right or go up and down vertically in the larger spaces of the game. So managing that boost resource or energy resource is going to be similar to managing your stamina in like a Souls-like or Elden Ring type game.
To chyba poprzednich Armored Core też tak było. Że miałeś jakby te paliwo i to jak stamina trochę działało.
I kind of use the element of surprise to take on enemies that don't know they're there. They need to hack through doors in order to get into places. And obviously there will be boss fights and things like that. And besides the intricate level design, From Software is famous for another thing that they specialize in.
Ale walka o tako z przeciwnikami super. Mega to wygląda. Mega. O! To boss?
Game, and players are expected to die. There's expected to be a very challenging encounter when you go into a boss fight in this game.
O kurde.
You're going to have to learn from your mistakes, not unlike a Souls game or Elden Ring.
Ciekawe, czy będzie można parować.
You know, you have to learn the attack patterns of
że leci ta łapa bossa, a ty po prostu BOOM! Odbijasz.
And one of the things I absolutely love about mech games in general, or Armored Core, is the fact that you are free to customize your mech the way that you want. So, you know, if you want to play a certain style of play, you are absolutely available.
No to wygląda mega zajebiście.
Because you can change like, the legs on your mech. You can have like tank-like legs, or you can have quad legs, or you can have reverse legs. You have different types of legs. That drastically changes the way your mech gameplay is. I mean, if you have tank bottom piece, you're going to be rolling around through the levels instead of flying around like some of the other mechs, and that drastically rolling. So that freedom is how you're going to change the gameplay of the game. Where you,
ja myślę, że będę chciał jakiegoś takiego
your equipment and your stats, etc. change.
Jakiegoś czołga, kurde, który napierdala takimi butong, kurde, jebnięciami.
And that's not all you can change. You can change the head of your character, the core, the arms. You can change some of the internal parts. And, you know, mix and matching these is really part of the fun of mechs games.
Więc w ogóle zobaczmy. EN Capacity. Generator VP200D. Circulating Current Generation Develop Bar... coś tam. Bang, bang, bang. Dobra. Aha, czyli nie mamy statystyk, z tego co rozumiem przynajmniej teraz, nie mamy statystyk w klasycznym słowa rozumieniu, że rozdajemy sobie punkty, tylko wymieniamy części, które mają wpływ na nasze statystyki. Swoją drogą tutaj widzę, że jest statystyka, która się nazywa weight. I ciekawe, czy jak przekroczymy, to wtedy będziemy faktycznie wolnym mechem, a jak... Ciekawe, co się stanie, jak przekroczymy na maksa ten weight, nie? Że będzie heavy load, że tak powiem, nie? To wtedy będziemy mieli mecha, który się nie porusza, jak wąż, chciałem powiedzieć, jak żółw, tak pomalutku i wystawiony jest na ataki przeciwnika. Ciekawe w sumie, nie? A może nie pozwolą ci pójść w ten. Zakładam, że ta kreska tutaj oznacza, że przechodzimy z lekkiego mecha, który sobie lata, śmiga i tak dalej, do takiego, który już musi po ziemi chodzić, nie? A ciekawe, czy w ogóle będzie opcja właśnie przekroczenia tej granicy, czy gra nie pozwoli na przykład przez to przelecieć, nie? Póki co nie przełożyli, a przynajmniej nie słyszałem o tym, żeby przełożyli, więc raczej wyjdzie w tym roku, 25 sierpnia. Dobra, mamy tak, prawe ramię, lewe ramię, tu możemy mieć dwie różne rzeczy. Back unit, czyli na plecach, zakładam, że to pewnie o to, tutaj, tak? Pewnie to tutaj. A, mamy prawy back unit i lewy back unit, okej. Czyli to i to pewnie są dwie oddzielne rzeczy, okej. Czyli mamy 4 różne, pewnie bronie zakładam, albo coś w tym stylu, no nie? Z których możemy jednocześnie korzystać. W ogóle ciekawe, jak to będzie ze sterowaniem rozwiązane, że tak powiem. No bo zakładam, że to już nie będzie po prostu klasyczne R1, R2, nie? Znaczy, zakładam, że pewnie będzie tak, jedna ręka R1, druga ten, albo jakieś przełączanie będzie między nimi. No, zobaczymy. Booster, FCS i generator. Generator to pewnie wpływa na ilość staminy, jaką będziemy mieli. I jeszcze expansion jest, dodatek jakiś. Dobra. Attack power, defensive performance, attitude stability, boost speed, current load, tutaj na styku jest dosłownie, i current i end load. Ciekawe, co to znaczy właściwie. No, fajnie to wygląda. W ogóle ja bardzo się jaram tym elementem kustomizacji mechów, że tak powiem, no nie? Bo mam nadzieję, że to będzie naprawdę kozacko fajnie zrobione.
In this case, for this game when it comes out, showing you different combinations of things that we found that really work. And just to quickly run you through some of the weapons you'll be able to use in this game, you have ranged and melee weapons, you have machine guns, assault rifles, linear rifles, pulse blades, laser daggers, shotguns, burst rifles, missile launchers, dual missile launchers, active...
Ciekawe swoją drogą, jak będzie wyglądać ulepszanie, czy też trzeba będzie zbierać jakieś przedmioty typu jak tytanity w Dark Soulsach, no nie? I dopiero nimi ulepszać, czy to jakiś inny system będzie w tej grze?
Homing missile launchers, plasma missile, pulse shields, you have different types of boosters and generators that'll change the way your...
Nie no, w ruchu to wygląda super. W sensie mówię, grafika PS4, umówmy się. Ale jeśli chodzi o animację, ruch i tak dalej, mega to wygląda.
Really cool that I love that they did is because the game is mission based, meaning that you go from mission to mission,
zajebiście.
Complete a mission, you come back, and you can change your mech, in between missions. But something that's really cool is that when you die, you can actually change your mech. Like you can change your loadout in assembly and retry a boss or something, or from a checkpoint with a different loadout. Something like you could do like in Code Vein, where you could just change up your blood code and then you could try the boss with a completely different strategy. You can do that with this, which I think is fantastic, because a lot of mech games you can only change your mech at the beginning of a mission or in between missions, and then if you don't really like it or...
Okej, czyli jak zginiesz, możesz zmienić sobie. Tak, zgadzam się, Stanley, zgadzam się. Tak, gameplayowo wygląda super. Super wygląda.
That aggravation that they get from having to go all the way back through a mission.
Ja już chcę w to pograć.
They'll prevent that from happening.
Błagam, niech będzie beta jakaś!
That are going to act as like checkpoints for the player that'll replenish your ammunition. They'll give you repair kits. Repair kits work like Estus flasks, kind of, right? Like you have a certain amount of them, and they heal you up, and you can only use so many before you have to get to the next checkpoint. And that's a big part, right? Not taking too much damage that you can make it to the next checkpoint. But also the ammunition plays a big role of it, right? Like if you unload all of your rocket rounds before you get halfway to the next checkpoint, you're going to struggle. So you have to pay attention to how much time, and how much damage, and how many shots you're firing to actually wipe out the enemies.
Okej, czyli trzeba będzie uważać na amunicję, bo jak się wypierdolisz, że tak powiem, zbyt dużej ilości, za dużo amunicji wywalisz na samym początku, to potem będziesz miał problem z nią, że tak powiem, no.
Besides just the damage that you take. So one more interesting thing about this, I don't know how many people knew or not, but this game is single player. However, there is online PvP, so players will be able to battle each other online. So if you're a big fan of PvP and From Software titles, you get to do that these games.
Jeśli kod sieciowy będzie dobry i nie będzie chorych lagów, to chętnie w PvP bym pograł.
I think that'll be more interesting in this case, seeing this. I mean, I used to play Chrome Hounds online PvP, which is another mech game produced by From Software, and that was a ton of fun to play. Tinkering with your mech, going back out, having battles, seeing what's going to happen.
No tutaj troszkę lepiej to wygląda.
Simultaneously play at the same time. Like, I don't know if you can play 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, or if it's just 1-on-1. That information was not revealed to us, but I think that's something we'll find out in time. So besides the new gameplay that we showed you, you kind of get a sense here that there is a lot of From Software in this game. A lot of the things that they are known for doing, level design, boss fights, intense combat that's got good controls and mobility.
Nie mogę się doczekać, nie mogę się doczekać, żeby to zagrać. Masakra, to jest mega dobrze to wygląda. Znaczy w sensie, walka wygląda super, super animacje, super dźwięki trafiania przeciwnika, mega fajnie.
It just feels like if you like Elden Ring or if you like Dark Souls and you're not really a mech person, that you might want to give this a try, because I feel like those elements that you probably really like from those games are going to be present in here, even if it's not inherently obvious. So what do you guys think of the new information and the new gameplay footage? Are you guys excited for Armored Core 6? I'm super excited to play this game. I can just see From Software in this game every time I look at the gameplay, and it just gets me more and more excited, and, you know, August 25th is just a couple months away. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Okej. Zajebioska. Zajebioska. No nie mogę się doczekać, naprawdę. Mega się jaram na tą grę. Stanley! 2 razy napisałeś tego? Czy coś się tam stało? Tak, mam nadzieję, że będzie do tego. No, optymalizacja będzie dobra. No, miejmy nadzieję. No mówię, zajebiście to wygląda. Znaczy, wygląda graficznie, technicznie średnio, ale to jak każda gra From Software tak naprawdę, a gameplayowo wszystkie to jest miód, że tak powiem, i to wygląda też na miód, więc nie mogę się doczekać. Nie mogę się doczekać.